Hello,
Hi, good morning. May I please speak with Madison?
this is she.
Hi, Madison. My name is Stacy. I'm calling from Disney. How are you today?
I am great. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. And you prefer to go by Maddie, correct?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. I didn't want to start off that way and being like, what in the world is calling me? All right, fantastic. Well, I am calling for your telephone interview for the Disney College program. So is this still a good time for you?
This is a perfect time.
Yay! All right, fantastic. So we're going to be together today for about 20 minutes, and I'm going to be asking you questions to learn about you and your work experience. We're going to talk about roles that you're interested in. Also, I want to make sure we just ask any questions that you may have about the college program. So we're going to hold on to those until the end of the interview, and I'll address them at that time for you, okay?
Okay.
Yay! All righty. So just to confirm, I see that you are currently attending Western Michigan University, it looks like, and it looks like you are majoring in exercise science, and that you are currently a, you're graduating in 2020, so I'm guessing you are a sophomore or junior. What year are you in?
I'm a junior. I'm going to be a junior this year.
Junior? Awesome, alrighty. And I see that you have never worked with a Disney company before. Is that also accurate?
That is correct.
All right, hoping to change that answer. That's all. All
Yup,
right.
exactly.
And so are you currently an international student studying in the United States on a student visa?
No, I'm not.
I figured as much, but just wanted to ask, so thank you. And so I see on your application that you did indicate an interest in our Walt Disney Resort here in Orlando, Florida. And so just so you are aware, for that position, it looks like you also expressed the interest in our spring program. So that is our 5-month program. And it looks like you're also interested in the Spring Advantage as your second choice. So that's our 7-month program. So have you had a chance to review the arrival and departure dates on our job postings?
Yes, I have.
Okay, perfect. So are you receptive to those dates?
Yes.
All right, wonderful. And so just as a reminder, though, as well, those dates are subject to availability at the time of acceptance. So, yeah, no worries with that. Just wanted to kind of touch on that briefly then with you. And so also, as you may be aware, all of our roles in our parks and resorts do require you to wear a costume and comply with our Disney local appearance guidelines. Are you familiar with those guidelines, or would you like me to review those with you?
I am familiar with the guidelines.
So are you receptive to following those guidelines if you were to be offered an internship with us?
Yes, I am.
All right, perfect. So for costuming purposes then, do you have any tattoos or piercings or body modifications like ear gauges or dermal piercings? Anything that would be visible if you were wearing a tank top or a sleeveless shirt, as well as a pair of mid-thigh length shorts?
I have no tattoos, and then I just have the regular earlobe piercing.
Okay, just the one traditional piercing inside the
Yeah, just the
eardrum.
traditional one.
Awesome, all righty. You're making it too easy. I appreciate it. Thank you, though, for that. And also, some of our rules may require you to operate a vehicle. Do you have a valid U.S. driver's license?
I do, yes.
Perfect. And so for the positions that we do have, so I know you are interested here at Walt Disney World. So obviously housing is going to be something that we do have at either Walt Disney World or at Disneyland. So I see on your application that you have lived independently. So within your independent living, have you ever shared a room with a roommate before?
Yes, I have. Every single year at college, I've lived with one or more roommates. Actually, last year, I lived in a sorority house for the first time, so I lived with up to 40 girls. It was crazy, but it was like the best time of my life.
Awesome. And I know in some, like in sororities, I know sometimes, yeah, you're sharing a room with several individuals as opposed to just one other person.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely having to get along with
Yeah.
several individuals. And now I know, though, that stressful situations are sometimes unavoidable. So whether we're at school or at work or at home. So tell me about a time that you did handle one of those situations.
I think like the most I guess current situation that would happen would just probably be like scheduling issues, like with classes being at different times with different majors. But for my solution with that, I would probably just like confront my roommate and just talk to them because I think that communication really is key with having a roommate, just because that's really important to me just to be able to talk to them and explain any like concerns that I have and just to voice my opinion.
Yeah, to do that right up front is the best way to do that as well. Yeah,
Exactly.
it does bother us. I know sometimes we let it fester and we're like, oh goodness, yeah. So something that might be a little minor situation that was blown up in our head be this huge thing. So yeah,
Yeah, I definitely
that,
think like face to face is the better solution to talk to them.
absolutely. Yeah, I've heard some people like, oh, I got a text from my roommate that, they weren't happy with how I was like, they texted you? Really? That's horrible. That's like getting, somebody breaking up with somebody over a text. I'm like, that's just wrong. It's just
Yeah.
wrong, right?
Yeah.
And so within our housing, both at Walt Disney World and at Disneyland, I know you're interested though in Walt Disney World. So here at Walt Disney World, though, we do have several apartments where you could have a lot of roommates. So you could, in an apartment, have up to 7 roommates. We do have some apartments where you may only have one roommate, other roommates. So we do have, you live in maybe with anywhere from 1 to 7 other roommates. So obviously, you're not going to know these individuals more than likely prior to coming on the program. You're also going to be working full time while you're here, as well as possibly taking classes. So how do you think you're going to manage living with those multiple individuals that you don't know, working full time as well as taking those classes?
I think with not knowing roommates, the most important thing was probably to get to know them as best as you can. I know you're working full time, you're probably taking classes, but I think that just getting to know them is probably the most important part. Like maybe if you have a day off or you're just not working it until like later in the afternoon, just to take time and go to either a park or just hang out with them and get to know them just so that you have a better understanding of who they are and that so you can get along better and then it resolves conflicts in the end.
I love it. Yes, and we have multiple parks that you can go to out here, right? So
Exactly.
sky's the limit on that one, right? And
Exactly.
now, Maddie, I know that there are other opportunities out there for internships. So why are you interested in the Disney program opposed to those other internships that are out there?
So actually, when I was in high school, I went to a dance competition down in Disney actually for UDA, and my friend's brother, he actually did the Disney College program. He's actually working for Disney right now, so he was just telling us about his experience that he had and how it was such a great experience and it led so many open doors for him. And so after I heard about it, of course, I had to go and YouTube it and Google it. So I wanted to learn more. And then ever since then, I've wanted to do the program. So it's been going on for about 4 or 5 years that I've wanted to do the program, or I've had interest in doing the program. And now that I have this opportunity, I'm so like lucky and grateful to be even considered for it.
Awesome. So you're like, hey, my time has finally come. I'm going for it.
Exactly, exactly. I'm like, this is the perfect time with school, so let's just go for it.
You're like, all the stars are aligning. So something is, yes, I definitely got to go for this.
Exactly.
And so looking at your application, I see that you do have quite a bit of work experience listed on there, and it's quite varied that you've worked as a day camp counselor, so working with kids. You also have experience working with customers as a server as well as a host. So tell me, out of all of your experiences that you've had, what are some skills that you've acquired from that that you think will contribute to your career goals?
So definitely some skills that I acquired are like safety and like responsibility. I know that probably doesn't sound like a major skill, but safety for me is definitely a big skill for me that I've learned and how to manage over the years. Just because this past summer has been my third year with the summer camp, and we manage around 70 kids almost every single day. And just to make sure that you're watching over every single one of them is just a big concern of mine. So we would do like frequent check-ins, and we would make sure that we had like a 1 to 10 ratio of kids to counselors. So that was definitely a concern of mine. And then also just having like love and compassion for people is a skill that I think is very important to have, just because you're working with several people each day, or even customers and guests each day, that you don't know what's going on in their life. And so I would say just treat everyone with like love and kindness. And that goes so much further in life than just being rude or being mean to someone, you know?
Absolutely. Compassion and empathy are something that you can't learn. You either have it or you don't. So
Exactly.
I agree. Yes, and so definitely trying to raise my kids that way as well. Always recognizing
Yeah.
And so I know obviously you have a lot of experience working with customers as a server and as a host, and I know sometimes we have to handle difficult customer situations. So tell me about a time that you handled that difficult customer situation. What did you learn from that situation? Maybe what would you do differently, knowing what you know now as opposed to what you did know?
Yeah, so there was this one time at Tony Sacco's, that's actually where I worked. And this past summer, I was a server for the first time, so I was definitely thrown into a new position, but I loved it. I really enjoyed being a server. And there was one time where I was at this table taking their order, and I must have misheard what she said because we have two different types of pepperoni that you can put on a pizza since we are a pizza place. And I thought she just said like the smaller pepperoni that like curl up, but she actually said the larger ones, so that was like a mistake on my part. But she talked to me about her concern that she had with it, and I was like, oh, no problem. I will go talk to the cooks in the kitchen, make sure that they can make you a new pizza, just to make sure that the customers are happy with their end result. And then I made sure to talk to my manager about it, and then my manager went over to the table just to make sure that they're happy with the end result of getting a new pizza that was the right order. So I just wanted to make sure that the customer's satisfaction with the service is that they're happy with the end result.
Yeah, we're all human, so we've all been there. We've all made those mistakes, and even that, I'm sure that customer realized that as well. Like, hey, I've been there. So yeah, not to be
Yeah.
too hard on you, because especially yeah, and some restaurants are so loud. It's like you even I feel like sometimes I'm yelling at the server because I'm trying to talk over everybody else, and
Yeah, I've
I'm like,
definitely had that experience before.
and then I'm like, I feel bad, so then I'm like, I'm sorry that I'm yelling, and then
Yeah.
they're kind of looking at you like I can't hear you, and yeah.
Yeah.
And so obviously working as a server, a lot of priorities that you are, trying to manage at the same time. Several different tables that you're having to serve, and even as a host, having a lot of priorities that are coming at you at once. So tell me though, how do you manage those? How do you make things a priority when you were working as the host there at Tony Tacos or as the server? How did you prioritize your work?
Definitely time management is a big thing to make sure that I am responsible and making sure that all my work is getting done at the same time. Because I want to make sure that all my tables are tend to and that they get all the things that they need, like their orders or their drinks or anything that they possibly could want. So definitely checking on that while doing like my other responsibilities. So like folding pizza boxes, rolling silverware, and just making sure that I'm always doing something else to keep busy and to further myself more and to make my skill more like up in tuned, you know? So I want to make sure that I'm doing the most that I can for the business that I'm working for.
So working as a server, I know you're working very much on your own, but you also do have that team because obviously, like you said, there's somebody in the back making those pizzas. You're not doing everything on your
Yeah.
own. So do you prefer to work more in that team setting, or do you prefer to work more independently? Because you have experience doing both of those, even as a camp counselor, kind of that same thing. You have certain kids you're responsible for, but yes, you have the overall kids as well as your other counselors that you're working with. So do you have a preference of working one way or the other? Could it go either way, just depending on the situation?
I definitely would not mind working either. I know that there are times, probably in the Disney company, where you will be working alone, and then are other times where you're going to be working with the group. But in either situation, you're furthering yourself more with the knowledge of doing. So I think that in any situation, I wouldn't mind. I would love being with a team and learning more from other people and getting to have relationships with my coworkers. I think that's always really fun. But then also working alone isn't as bad because you are learning from your own mistakes and you're learning to better yourself as an individual and as a worker.
Now, I know you mentioned as well with being that day camp counselor, obviously safety is that huge priority. Even working at the restaurant, safety I'm sure was key there too.
Yes.
So, yeah, no, with when you were working though as a day camp counselor, I know working with kids sometimes accidents happen. So, did you ever have to respond to an emergency or an urgent situation when you were working in that?
Yes, with being a program supervisor this year, I was one of the people who had to call EMS if there were any like head bumps or injuries up to that like extreme degree. Our policy is if they do have a head bump, um, and they feel like they're dizzy or they're gonna throw up or there's a large like welt forming, that we have to call EMS, for just so that they can get checked out and then they can decide whether they're suitable to play or if they should be picked up. But that was definitely something that I had to adjust to this year since this is my first year being a program supervisor. I've never done that before. I never had the responsibility to do that, and never had to fill out like an incident report afterwards. So it was definitely a great learning experience that I had, and then I really enjoyed it just because it gave me more responsibility with the company and more responsibility with myself. You know, I had to make sure I'm watching the kids at all situations, and I have to be in tune with my coworkers around us. So if they see anything that could potentially be dangerous, or they see like a head bump occur, that they should come directly and tell me so that we can sort this whole situation out and get it fixed. Exactly. Yeah, definitely. What I learned is you have to stay calm in those situations, because if you're calm, then the participant and the child's going to be calm, and it's just better for the whole situation, and that no one's freaking out, and you don't want that to happen. Oh my goodness. Yes, I am. I think with having worked outside as a day camp counselor and having worked inside in a restaurant, it's really trained me to work in either condition, because there are days where it's like 90 degrees here in Michigan, which is kind of crazy because it doesn't normally get that high, but sometimes it does. So we're definitely good with playing games in that heat. And then being a server, I'm on my feet all day, working the floor and tending to guests. So I definitely have experience with being on my feet all day too. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes, I am. Definitely being in a restaurant, it's trained me to be around food and handling food in the proper attire and situation. Yes, my mom, when we were growing up, one of her biggest, like, not fears, but biggest concerns were for us to really learn how to swim, just because she wants us to be able to help ourselves in a situation that could arise or help others if we can. Um, if we are faced with a situation of if we're drowning or if we feel like we can't swim very well, she wants us to be able to know how to learn how to swim and so that we can handle ourselves in any situation that arises.
I the same when my kids were born, especially living here in Florida. I was like, we have so many pools around us and friends with pools and my in-laws that I'm like, yeah, they got to learn to swim. That's
Yeah.
non-negotiable.
Yes.
And so I know as well that you did express an interest in some of our roles where you may be focusing on the cleaning aspect. So for our custodial position in that role, you would be cleaning up after our guests. So cleaning restrooms, emptying trash cans, vacuuming, mopping, dusting, sweeping. So are you receptive to those responsibilities as well?
Yes, I know I haven't had like a great exposure to cleaning, but I know that as a server and as a host, our responsibility is to be cleaning off our tables, taking food and plates back to the back so that it can get cleaned later. But I definitely have some experience with some cleaning.
Now, I know also that you are interested in some of our roles where you may have to give a presentation in front of an audience. So, would you be comfortable feeling in front of an audience? So, being on a microphone, maybe giving a spiel about a safety spiel, or maybe it's even a longer spiel that you may be having to tell the guests, maybe something that they need to know about putting glasses on for a 3D show or something on those lines. Would you be comfortable with that as well?
Yes, I think with being at camp and being with around 70 kids every single day has really helped me with this just because we have to give intro, not introductions, but like instructions about how to play a certain game just so that they get refreshed and there's no arguing about it or any cheating. So I'm definitely good at speaking to a larger crowd for giving instructions.
Now, I know as well that you are interested in some of our roles where you could be working with our characters. So I know you're interested in our character performer role, and for that position, we actually do require that our students attend an entertainment audition. So have you had a chance to look and see where we're hosting those different auditions?
Yes, I'm going to be attending the Ann Arbor location.
Awesome. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and notate that. And so what we're going to do, and so with the position, like I said, we're definitely going to consider you for all of those positions that you're interested in. So you may hear back from us prior to the audition that we're offering the role to you. If you do, no worries. Go ahead and go to the audition as you had planned. And basically, then what happens is we just swap out the roles. So if you were offered position X, they say, okay, Maddie, you're no longer going to do that because you did great at the audition, so you're now going to be a character performer. So they just swap them. So,
Perfect.
yeah, so I just wanted you to know that, yeah, if you haven't heard from us, then yeah, just go as you normally would anyway. But if you have heard back from us, don't be like, oh gosh, now I can't go for that character role. No, you still can apply for that one or go for that one for the audition, and yeah, we would just swap them out. Now, the thing that you can't do is, let's say you are offered a role, now you go and do the character audition and you do great. You can't say, oh, you know what, I think I want to keep that role you originally offered me. Unfortunately, at that point, that character performer trumps the other one. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome. And so, with the character attendant role within that position, obviously you'd be working very closely with our characters. So, let's say hypothetically you're working as a character attendant. I know you mentioned that you've been to Walt Disney World before, so you've
Yes.
seen our characters.
Yes.
So let's say then that you're working with Winnie the Pooh, and Pooh needs to go on break, but you still got a line of people waiting to see Pooh there. How would you let them know that Pooh is going to be back in 5 minutes? What would you tell them?
Well, character integrity for me is such a big point that I want to get across that I think it's very important to keep. And so, what I would tell the guests is I would be like, Pooh has to go get some honey right now, but he'll be back in 5 minutes. Don't worry, something like on that lines to connect it to his story that, he has to go see Piglet or go visit Eeyore, he has to, but he'll be right back.
Absolutely. And now I know as well that you're interested in our Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique and our Pirate League position. So within that position, you would be having direct physical contact with our guests. So touching our guests' hair, applying makeup to their face, touching their hands to put fingernail polish on their fingernails. So are you comfortable having that direct physical contact?
Yes, one of my other hobbies and interests is definitely hair and makeup. Something that I do a lot is me and my sister, we always do each other's hair and makeup, and it's always just a fun bonding time for us. And she always asked me to do it, and that's always just a fun experience to have. And like previously in the past couple years, I did my friend's makeup for prom, so that was just a fun experience to share with her to be in her experience of prom. So this is definitely a higher interest role for me, just because I love being with kids. Obviously, with my past experience with camp, I love being with them and just doing their hair and makeup and making them feel as special as they are. Really would put a smile on my face, because I want them to realize that they really are the princess inside as they are on the outside. And, like creating them to be like a pirate or a mermaid is something that's really special, that you can create just such a magical moment for them that they'll remember for the rest of their life.
So let's say that hypothetically you're working as that Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique hostess and you are working with a guest, and the parent of that guest comes up to you and expresses that they are very dissatisfied with the makeover that you're giving to their child. How would you handle that? What would you do?
Definitely communication is key. So I would first hear out their concern that they have of why they are unsatisfied with it, and then if I could make any like not suggestions, but any like things to help make them happier, like maybe do a different makeover, like change the color of the eyeshadow, fix her hairstyle a little bit better, just to make sure that they're happy, because being here in Walt Disney World, this could be their only time that they could ever come. So I really want to help make the magic for them, and just have the best experience that they can ever have. Because I remember growing up and going to Walt Disney World, it was probably one of my favorite experiences that I ever have been to, and just having the employees help, the cast members help, it really just made my trip. So I really want to do that for other people.
And so, Maddie, I know we may not have talked about all of the roles on your checklist, but just like we agreed, or you agreed to when you signed off on your application, we are going to be considering you, like I mentioned, for all those roles that you have an interest. And so, based on the descriptions, though, in the role checklist and the roles discussed today, are you able to perform the essential functions of the role with or without a reasonable accommodation?
Yes, I am.
Well, those are all the questions that I have for you, but let me share what's going to happen from here so you know what to expect from us. So, one second here, my computer is doing some crazy things today, so my apologies. Oh
That's
my
fine.
goodness,
You
okay.
are perfectly fine.
Oh, thank you. I've got screens flashing at me, and oh my goodness, I don't know what's happening. So, yes, it's going crazy. It's going cuckoo here. And so, just so you know, though, that we are going to be sending that communication to your dashboard on the Disney Career Portal where you applied. Do you know how to access your dashboard?
Yes, I do.
All right, awesome. So, just so you are aware also, there's not going to be any changes to your dashboard until a final decision is made. So, you're going to still sit in that same status until a decision is made, at which point then you will move through and you'll see updates to that. Okay?
Okay.
But you can always, yeah. So, you can always go check the status of your application by checking your notifications on your dashboard. So, on the dashboard, there's a small bell in the upper right hand corner of the dashboard where you can find any updates to your application. So we just ask that you check that periodically. So if there are updates, you'll see like a 1 or a 2 right by that bell to show you that you do have some updates. Okay.
Okay.
And yeah. And so as I mentioned when we were talking about the audition for the character performer, we definitely are going to consider you for the other roles in the meantime. But you may hear from us regarding your status within the next 2 to 3 weeks. But our final decisions are going to be made at the end of October is when the final decisions are made. So you may hear from us in 2 to 3 weeks. And if you do, like I said, great. You can go in and accept the offer and then still go to that entertainment audition. If you don't hear from
I actually have two questions, if you don't mind me asking. My first question is, what advice would you give someone going through the program to get the most out of their experience?
Awesome. That's a great question. And definitely, I think a lot of times coming into a new role in a new company, a lot of times people are like, oh, I don't want to step on anyone's toes. And so what I usually encourage students to do though is network. Networking is key. So whether you are formally doing that in your work location or if you're taking classes, doing the networking through that, also you can informally network too. So as you mentioned, with your roommates, getting to know them, maybe going around the park. Maybe if you see somebody doing a role that you're like, oh, that's kind of an interesting job. I don't know exactly what that job title is. Go up and talk to that cast member. They're going to be able to give you all the ins and outs of what they do on a daily basis because they do it, as well as you may even find out, oh yeah, that's a great role, but I don't think I could see myself doing that day in and day out. So definitely I encourage students to have that networking opportunity both informally and formally. So certainly, and I know sometimes, like I said, coming into a new company, you're like, gosh, I don't want to step on toes. I don't want to make it, I don't want my manager to be upset with me. Talk to your manager if you do have an interest in a certain area or a certain line of business because we do move people around quite a bit, especially our managers. So they may have the opportunity of working in another area. So, maybe if you are hired in just hypothetically into attractions and you're like, you know what, I do want to find out more about entertainment. Talking with your manager about that, they may be able to set you up with maybe a shadow experience or even a meet and greet, just so you can go and talk with a manager or some other individuals within that department. So yeah, definitely the networking is key to that. I think you got the other ones right on. You hit them right on the head. Getting to know your roommates as soon as you come on the program because that's something that can be challenging. Y'all are going to have different schedules, but just also setting out or chiseling out that time. Like, oh, we're all off on this day. Not that you need to be best friends with them, but you do need to get along with your roommates, obviously, if you're
Yeah.
living with them. And so putting that effort in of being like, okay, yeah, I don't, yeah, we'll probably stay in touch afterwards. I don't think we're going to be in each other's weddings, that type of thing. You
Yeah.
definitely want to have that good working relationship with them. So I think that is definitely key. That sounds like I said that you've got that one covered. How you said, hey, we're going to go to the parks. I love it. I would do the same thing. Be like, hey, best way to do it, bond over Disney, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Awesome. And you said you had another question then for me as well?
Yes, I do. My question is, what made you want to get started with the Disney company?
Well, just like you, I heard about it. It's a while ago. It was back in the early 90s that I heard about the college program. And I'm like, what is this? I've been to Disney many times and was like, oh, I have to find out more about the college program. And at that point, it was established, but it wasn't nearly as large as what it is now. So I'm sure that while visiting Disney, I'd probably seen people with name tags that had the university on there just didn't make that connection because I was like, okay, not, that type of thing. Or actually, I think back in the 90s, we didn't even have our university listed on there. I think it was just a regular name tag. So um, I found out, though, about it through my school. And actually, my sister was applying, and that's how I found out. And I was like, what? You can work for Disney and still go to school? And oh my gosh. And my head was like blowing up, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do this. And so my sister actually came on the program first because she is older than I am. And so she was, at the time, I was a freshman when I found out about it, and so I think that they kind of really discourage freshmen at that point in time, especially like, oh, get at least a semester under your belt, that type of thing. So once I was in my sophomore year, though, I came on the program, and from the first moment of working here, I was like, okay, this is where I want to be for the rest of my life. I want to do this. Not that I wanted to do the role I was in, but I really
Yeah.
wanted to work for Disney. And I think Disney is just great about that and the fact that we do have opportunities for individuals. So I started off in merchandise, and like I said, I love merchandise, but I knew that that's not what I wanted to do for my lifelong career. And I think Disney is wonderful in that they do promote individuals from within, and just overall opportunities. And it's such a large company too. To okay, yeah, maybe I don't want to work in parks and resorts. Maybe I want to work in, I want to work for ABC.
Wow. That's incredible. Yeah. Yeah. That's gonna be me if I get in, I'll be like, oh, I wish I was down there. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that was it, but thank you so much, Stacy. Thank you so much. You too. Bye. That was so amazing. My interview was about 36 minutes, so I think I did bomb. Like, that was amazing. She was so nice and she was so peppy. I was so worried that I wasn't gonna get a great interviewer. Not that they're not all great, but if you get Stacy, you are so lucky because she is so amazing. And we just talked. Like, I felt like I knew her forever. Like, she's so kind, and just her voice and talking to me was so inviting that I felt calm. But yeah, that was my phone interview. Hopefully, hopefully Stacy pushes me through. I would love to. She said in the next 2 to 3 weeks. That's, I guess, the earliest that you can hear from them. And then the end of October is the last time you can get accepted. So that's exciting. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this video was helpful to anyone else that's going to be applying. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!